Hello guys, this week Laravel team released 3 new starter kits that would eventually replace JetStream and Breeze. We've tried the new starter kits with our teammates and exchanged opinions, including customizing the pages with CRUD, so this example or this example, and in this video I will show you the main things that you need to know and understand the overview. What are new starter kits, how to install them, how to customize them, what are the options of tech stack, and also at the end of this video we will talk about JetStream and Breeze, fate and the future. Don't worry, they are not really going anywhere, you can still use them both. But that we will discuss at the end of this video. Now, new starter kits. Since Laravel 12, if you upgraded your Laravel installer, Laravel New will give you this set of choices. No starter kit, React, Vue, or Livewire. If you run Laravel New and see other options, then probably you need to upgrade your Laravel installer or upgrade Laravel CRUD version if you use Laravel CRUD. Now, with those 3 first-party tech stack options, they try to solve another problem that JetStream and Breeze had: fragmentation of tech stack. If you use Laravel JetStream, you have a choice of Livewire plus Blade or Inertia plus Vue. If you use Laravel Breeze, here it is, I made a screenshot, here's the set of choices. It's totally not easy to choose from, especially for beginners in Laravel. And this was the whole thing, even since Laravel 11 updates, to make it easier to choose for beginners in Laravel. So now you have only 3 options to choose from. That said, under the hood, those 3 stacks use a bit different set of tools and dependencies. If we take a look at the official documentation, React Starter Kit uses Inertia, React TypeScript Tailwind version 4, this is important, and ShadCN UI library, which is for React originally. So this is the tech stack for React. Then for Vue, it's similar ShadCN, but ShadCN Vue option, which is almost identical visually, but under the hood in the package.json, it uses Tailwind version 3. This may or may not be important for your case. And then Livewire version uses, well, Livewire, Vault under the hood, Tailwind version 4 from what I understand, and Flux UI component library by Caleb Porzio, the same creator of Livewire, who agreed to open source some of the components. So in Flux version 2, you have free and pro versions of the components. So for example, if you want charts or calendars, then you have pro, but components like buttons or drop-downs or similar are free and included in the new starter kits. And I want to emphasize those libraries like ShadCN and Flux UI and also TypeScript, because if you want to use new starter kits, you would need to adopt them heavily. For example, if you want new component, add a table, add another visual element, you would need to go to the documentation of ShadCN or Flux or TypeScript, so that is kind of outside of Laravel or Inertia world at all. In Laravel Starter Kit docs, you will find only kind of the overview of what's inside and how to customize something, but the documentation at the moment is pretty minimal, and that is kind of by design because majority of those visual customizations are on the side of those separate libraries and not in Laravel. Now let's try to install one of those starter kits, and I will choose React for a reason. And also for the same reason, I think they listed that as the first option and not Vue and not Livewire. I feel that the market of Laravel devs is shifting from Vue to React. Let me show you a few proofs that I found. First, on Twitter, Taylor Otwell stated that for both Cloud and Nightwatch, they use React here. So this is the tweet about Laravel Cloud, and then also for Nightwatch, the reply mentioned React as well. So they don't use Vue.js or Livewire for their products. The reason for that, on one podcast, Taylor explained it. Ecosystem of libraries and UI components is richer on the React side. So that's one point of data. Laravel use React in their own products. Also, to kind of prove the point, I made a poll just this morning, just a few hours ago, but already 1,000 votes. What do you use, guys, React or Vue? And Vue is number 1, but don't make wrong conclusions from that. Let's read the replies to that tweet. One reply: I prefer Vue, but React has won. Mobile app: React Native. There's no Vue Native for mobile apps. Also, Steven says, I prefer Vue, but React ecosystem is greater. Another opinion, React because of big community. Also, Muhammad says, prefer Vue, but React is mentioned in more job posts, so that's another argument. Similar position by Lauren here, Vue is nicer, but React one if you want to get hired, which is, I guess, more important than nice. And I will finish the argument with a tweet that summarizes it all. I prefer Vue, I use React. So my prediction and gut feeling is that in State of Laravel Survey 2025 by Tobias Petri, the numbers will change. For front-end reactivity, we already see Vue.js dropping to 54% from 64% and React slowly climbing to 26%. I predict in 2025 the numbers will be higher for React and even lower for Vue. At least in my poll, the numbers are 47 to 36. Of course, it's just my audience, but with 1,000 votes, I guess we can make some conclusions from that. So this was kind of a long side note before actually installing React Starter Kit. So let's choose React. And here we have another new thing that wasn't before here in Laravel 11 starter kits. We can choose Laravel built-in authentication, which is the same as Laravel 11, and this is the default. But now we have a new option, Work OS, and if we read the official docs for that, Work OS AuthKit authentication. This deserves a separate video, but basically you can use optionally, you can use a third-party provider for authentication that allows all those features. Let me zoom that in. So login with GitHub, passkeys, SSO, and stuff like that. Personally, I haven't used it before, so probably I will and will shoot a separate video about that. For now, I will just show you the tweet by Taylor Otwell with reasons behind Work OS. So Taylor was experimenting with SSO in Laravel apps, and he stumbled upon Work OS. He liked working with it, and that's why he decided to include it as optional feature in starter kits. But for now, let's continue. We choose past, and notice that it doesn't ask for database. This was a bit of a surprise. So by default, it installs and assumes SQLite. So it didn't ask, as you saw, it just adds SQLite, which is of course easy to change, but it wasn't the case in the former or the older Laravel installer. It asked for SQLite or MySQL or whatever. In this case, the starter kit installer asks for npm install and npm run build, and yes, I agree to run them right away. Okay, and that's it. So we installed Laravel new application with React starter kit. How does it look? The homepage looks like this, so regular Laravel 12 homepage, but with two buttons on top. And if you click register, the register look and feel is different from Breeze or JetStream, a bit different design. And if we try to register, I will use fake filler Chrome extension for that. We create account, and this is what's inside. Different design again from Breeze or JetStream, and different navigation and placeholders for something you will build in the future. Also on the left side, you can see the links to repository and documentation. I will actually zoom that in a bit so you would see better. And then if you want to change something in your profile, you click here, you go to settings. Actually, let's zoom out so you would see the original design. And here you can change something about your profile, password, or appearance. Choose between light and dark mode. So this is the general design. Now, what can we customize here? If we open the code in PHP Storm, we can easily change the layout. So by default in File App Layout TSX, the template is this, App Sidebar Layout. But we can change that, for example, to /, and we have two options here. You can see them on the left side. There are two options for app layout and three options for auth layout when you're logged out. So let's choose app header layout and let's rerun npm run build or npm run dev. And now if we zoom out to 100% and refresh the page of dashboard, we have this layout. So top navigation and then profile is here on the right like it used to be in Breeze or JetStream. So yeah, those new starter kits make it easy to customize regular simple things like layout. And also, this is important, the change from Breeze and JetStream, that these starter kits are not packages, they are public repositories, which means there's nothing in vendor that you need to customize or override. It's all public in resources.js, in your files outside of vendor. In case of Breeze and JetStream, some logic was hidden and you needed to make some workarounds to make something customizable. Now for the new starter kits, currently if you go to Laravel repositories here on GitHub, you can find Livewire starter kit, React starter kit, and Vue starter kit, which are 3 separate repositories. And as you can see, there's no src folder like it would be a package. It's a full project, installable project, so you can use it even without Laravel installer. Just git clone React starter kit and start from there. And you don't see any vendor here or something hidden. Next, I want to briefly show you how you may create a CRUD, so your functionality on top of React starter kit. And I asked my 2 colleagues, Modestas and Nerijus, to prepare the demo projects for me, and it's interesting that they did it in a bit different way. So it's great to have multiple options and opinions. Let's take a look at the code. First, simple tasks CRUD with create task and save, and then you have a table with edit and delete functionality. If we take a look at the code, the backend of controller seems pretty obvious with inertia render everywhere, so controller isn't that interesting. Also, app folder generally is the same as with Laravel 11 or any starter kits from previous versions, also migration, but the main thing starts with resources folder. As I mentioned, if you want to customize and build your functionality, you heavily rely on shadcn or Flux UI for Livewire. So for example, you have resources.js components UI table tsx with this code from shadcn. Then you have text area component. Then you create your tsx file with React using components from shadcn UI, using types from TypeScript. Here I want to give you just the overview because it's already a longer video, I feel it. So you create your React page with inputs, labels, and other components from shadcn. So basically you go to the docs of component, for example, table, read the docs, run probably npx latest add table, and then customize whatever you want from there. Similarly, another colleague, Modestas, created this version with sidebar layout with different components here and there. So button here, edit and delete styled a bit differently, but the code logic is pretty similar. So controller with inertia, I will even skip the app folder. And here we have the table tsx with some customizations. Then app sidebar layout uses toaster, so he installed it again from shadcn UI. Then this is the code of index table, again importing a lot of components. So that is the React code for table, for example. So I'm planning to shoot separate videos about shadcn, TypeScript, and also Flux UI. But basically, if you want to use new starter kits, you have to adopt all those libraries. Now, after that overview of starter kits, let's talk about Breeze and JetStream. What happens with them? And what should you do if you don't really fancy using one of those new starter kits? I have good news and not so good news. The good news is that you still can use Breeze and JetStream. They are still supported, so there's a new version of Breeze supports Laravel 12. Similarly, they've been supporting the good old Laravel UI with Bootstrap for many years, so there's a new version also supporting Laravel 12. However, in the official Laravel docs and homepage, Breeze and JetStream are not mentioned anywhere anymore. So in the starter kits, you have only those 3 official starter kits. Also in the release notes for Laravel 12, they stated at the very end that with new starter kits, Breeze and JetStream will no longer receive additional updates. Actually, it's very similar to Laravel UI, no updates for years, but still supported. And to be honest, Breeze and JetStream don't really need more features. They are kind of finished products, in my opinion. But also, if someone new wants to use Laravel Breeze, the docs, the official docs for Laravel Breeze, don't contain any documentation anymore. The link to starter kits will lead you here where Breeze is no longer mentioned. The link here on the top right also doesn't work, at least to the documentation of version 12. So the only place where you can find Breeze documentation is if you choose version 11 in the docs, and then here you see Breeze and JetStream and how to install them. Also, if you try to install Laravel Breeze with option in Laravel installer, it wouldn't work anymore with new Laravel installer. So to install Laravel Breeze in Laravel 12, you will need to go Laravel new project, choose no starter kit, and then from the official docs of Laravel Breeze installation, you need to manually run composer require Laravel Breeze and then Breeze install with Artisan Migrate. So yeah, it's possible to use Breeze. It will still be around. It will not be deprecated or abandoned or anything. It just basically became harder to find for newcomers and not recommended officially. That said, the biggest problem with the new starter kits is that there's no simple Blade MVC version. And here's the Reddit post with more than 100 likes. I admit Reddit is not the best example, but it kind of tells some opinion from the community. And personally, for example, if I need to create a new demo project to demonstrate some Laravel functionality, which starter kit should I take? Should I take React and Vue and then explain React and Vue in the video? Although the video is not about React and Vue at all, I will think about it. But there's quite a big chance I will still continue using Breeze for videos if it's a simple demo about Laravel feature. And generally, quite a lot of people I see online on Twitter, on YouTube, and here on Reddit are sad that there's no simple Blade version of the starter kit. Laravel Breeze remains that official or unofficial version if you don't need any ShadCN, React Vue, or Livewire. And in case of JetStream, the advantage of JetStream were a few features that are currently not present in the new starter kits, which is two-factor authentication and Teams functionality. So if you care about those, likely you may still want to use JetStream, which again still works with Laravel 12, and wait for new starter kits to adopt and add those new features potentially later. And this is the final message I want to leave you with. Those starter kits are in the very beginning of their journey. If you go to GitHub of those starter kits, every day now they are pushing changes, fixes, and improvements. So here's the React starter kit with a lot of commits in last days. This is the Vue.js, and this is Livewire. So they are actively working on them. However, interestingly, in those repos, there are no issues. There's just pull request tab. So if you want to change something, you have to actually make a pull request. But generally, over the years, Taylor has been actively listening for the community feedback. I remember in times of Laravel 8, when they released JetStream, not sure if you remember, or maybe some of you not know, that Laravel Breeze was released a few months after JetStream, after the feedback from the community that now we need to choose between Livewire and Inertia, and Breeze was released as the simplified version of the starter kit. Maybe they will release something like that for new starter kit, the fourth option, although I'm not sure how they would implement something like that without ShadCN to be looking similar. And even on the recent podcast with Matt Stauffer, Chris Seff, the official DevRel person at Laravel, stated that he envisions the directory of starter kits. Maybe there will be SaaS starter kit, maybe blog starter kit, something like that. So again, this is just the beginning. And also there was a tweet by Hank Taylor, the marketing person at Laravel, retweeting the Laravel official numbers and emphasizing the message that this is only the beginning. And I like the phrasing that the reality is that this is the worst the product will ever be. So current starter kit versions are the worst versions, and they will get better with time. And don't forget, those starter kits are optional. You may choose not to use any of them. You may choose to use the unofficial starter kits. You may choose to create your own. It's your personal preference. Laravel team cannot create products for everyone everywhere. They have to make choices. So this is the choice they made for starter kits in Laravel 12. What do you think? After this longer video, maybe I missed something, maybe I misinterpret something. Will you use those starter kits? And what questions do you have for my upcoming videos on deeper usage and customizations of those starter kits? Let's discuss it all in the comments below. That's it for this time, and see you guys in other videos.